If you've ever imagined of starting your own housing program, there is no reason that after we're done here tonight that you shouldn't go to forstonconsultants.com/webinars and watch the webinar, guys, because a lot of you have wanted to start a group home or traditional assisted living facility, but that stuff takes license. It takes a lot of time to open. There's a lot of red tape to jump through. You have to ask for permission. We teach you guys how to open an ILF, an independent living facility, where you can house the homeless, displaced adults, or anybody that has a guaranteed income, and it doesn't require a license, and you don't have to own the property. Make sure you watch that free webinar at forstonconsultants.com/webinars, and then set up a free strategy call so that me and my team can get you started. Let's get back to the show. All right. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the live broadcast. Don't wait to be great. I am your host, Mr. Derek Forston. They call me Mr. ILF, and again, I'm super excited. Today's Tuesday. So on Tuesday, guys, we usually talk about the software system that kind of runs this whole business. But again, we've been getting so many new people lately that I'm still willing to answer any questions that you guys may have. And I also want to do a microphone check just real quick, too. I want to make sure that you guys can hear me loud and clear. So somebody let me know in the chat if you guys can hear me loud and clear. And then we're going to jump in and get started. Also, when you guys come in the chat, let me know where you guys are located at, where you're tuning in from. I got some announcements that I'm going to make tonight. We actually went 3 hours yesterday, y'all. So if you joined us yesterday, or if you missed it, make sure you go back and catch that. Good evening, Miss Jacqueline. Good evening, the Patrick family. Good evening, the Wells family. Good evening for you guys that are tuning in from different places other than YouTube. So we're streaming on, I think we're on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, might be on Clubhouse. So we stream at a couple different places. So welcome, guys, wherever you're tuning in from. My name is Derek Forston. I'm the owner and operator of Second Chance Housing. That's my personal independent living facility. But I'm also the founder of Forston Consultants, and that's where my family now, we go all over the world sharing exactly what this is in terms of what we do, which is called independent living facilities. And again, Jacqueline, was that a yes to say that you could hear me? Let me know that you guys can hear me okay as well. I just want to make sure that I can be heard. Sometimes I start talking for 15 minutes and find out that you guys can't hear a word I'm saying. So let me know in the chat if you guys can hear me. All right, good stuff. Jacqueline says yes. All right, good. So again, guys, I won't be before you guys too long like I was yesterday, guys. We went 3 hours yesterday. So every Monday and Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, we go live right here on our YouTube channel. And every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern, we go live, right? So I want to answer any questions that you guys have. I have some remaining questions that came in that I didn't get a chance to answer last week. But I just also want to start out with some announcements as well. So this is a co-founders week for us, right? So a lot of you new people that have probably joined us within, I'll say, the last year, you guys actually may not know my brother. My brother and I started this whole thing together, guys, many years ago. A lot of you guys only now just see me. So sometimes you guys see me and my wife, but make no mistake about it. My brother and I, Mr. Otis Forston, we started this together. My brother passed away, guys, about a year and a few months ago, right? So at the end of 2023, Otis got his wings and took off on us, right? And went on up to heaven. So it left me kind of down here to kind of continue that mission, right? So me and Shay kind of carried that torch, and we kind of just kind of keep pushing forward. But every year, his birthday is actually April 5th. So every year we've now decided to make that co-founders week or co-founders day. Just all depends on how it falls. And lucky for you all, it actually, his birthday lands on a Saturday, which is actually our next room from tonight. So literally from today through next Tuesday, I'm literally doing this from just all this week, all the way through next Tuesday. We're offering 25% during this co-founders week. So if you want the ILF Mastery Blueprint, the one-on-one coaching, or if you actually wanted the ILF Mastery Blueprint DIY, do-it-yourself version, either one of those, guys, if you wanted one of those, that's actually 25% off between now and next Tuesday. So I definitely wanted you guys to know about that. We're also going to make it just really easy, right? So if you are somebody that wants that, we didn't build an automation for it. Normally, I'll tell you guys to text this and then you get that. But if you do want it, there's a number that's scrolling below. You just text the word invoice and with what you want. So like if you just want the IMB, the ILF Mastery Blueprint one-on-one, you would text invoice IMB or one-on-one. then we'll know to send you the invoice minus that 25%. Or if you want the DIY, again, just text us DIY invoice, right? So that's you telling us that you want that discounted price. And again, that can be text to 407 326 0086. So again, if you guys have no clue who I am, just by chance, right? I never take for granted that people know who I am. Again, we've been getting a lot of new people lately. So I just want to make sure I take at least a few minutes to explain who we are and what we do, and then also give you guys a chance to get into it. So again, I'm Derek Forston, guys, and I go all over the world sharing with people, how in the world do you start this housing program that we're talking about and it not require a license and you don't have to own the property? So again, guys, I'll be honest, man, I'm like one of those old Baptist preachers. I got the same sermon. My message doesn't change, guys. If you've been following me for any amount of time, you will know that if you listen to me long enough, Charmaine, tell these people that my message really doesn't change. I want to teach you guys how to take folks from homeless to hopeful. I want to show you how you can do that in a shared living environment. And I want to show you how you can do that without owning the property. You can lease it or rent it. And then over the last 18 months to 2 years, we developed the HRA, which is called the Housing Referral Agency, which teaches you guys how to do exactly what we do, but you don't need the real estate. You actually only need relationship. So we teach you to make referrals to people. The same coaching of how we get your phone ringing, the same coaching of building the relationships. But now when your phone rings and they say, hey, can you house Johnny? Well, you don't have a house to house Johnny, so you're going to make a referral to somebody else. As simple as maybe posting it on social media. And we give a lot of ways to do that. So a simple way is, hey, guys, hey, Facebook family, hey, Instagram family, hey, TikTok family. If you have a housing program, let me know. I have a 55-year-old male that needs a place to live. He gets $980 a month. And I got the rest of the information if you will call me. That's literally, guys, how we do that, how you guys become an HRA, a housing referral agent. And a lot of you guys, that's going to be the stepping stone for you before you get your own house. So again, if you guys want that information, got a free webinar, 14 minutes, y'all. It'll change your life and teach you how you can make an income and impact tomorrow and not waiting 3 and 5 and 6 months until you get a house. So text the phrase HRA, just those 3 letters, to 407 326 0086. Again, if you text HRA to 407 326 0086, and I just put it on screen for you as well. That'll give you our HRA webinar. As soon as you get that text message, you got to click that link. You fill in the information. I think it's your name, email, and phone number. Boom, instant download. Okay, access to that portal to be able to watch that webinar. So again, I just want to make sure you guys understand, because all of you new people that are joining us, y'all have no clue. Some of y'all that it's more than just you housing these people yourself. What do you do if you start listening to my coaching and your phone starts ringing tomorrow for people? So we teach you how to utilize the HRA to be able to house people, take people from homeless to hopeful, and you don't need the real estate. You need the relationship of the people that already have the real estate. And again, guys, that's a big part of what the HRA is, okay? So just really quickly, I want to do a quick heat check, as I'll call it. How many people here are completely new to me? Maybe you found me on TikTok this week, last week. How many people in the chat, let me know, like, who are like completely new to me? And maybe you new to this concept of what we call independent living facilities. Let me know in the chat if that's you. Now, if we're all family here, no problem. But if anybody's new to me, I just don't want to take that for granted and just start talking over people's heads, right? I always like to kind of give that intro. But again, just to make a long story short, Jacqueline says she's new to us. Perfect. And I only need one person to say that, and I take off, Jacqueline, right? But Jacqueline, to make a long story short, God literally showed me my vision through a lady that was doing this the wrong way. So I saw a lady housing people in rats and roaches and filth and grime. That same lady, y'all, was making 41 grand a month, right? The blooming Dahlia. Dahlia's new to us, new to you, been here in the industry. Okay, great. So again, I used to be a social worker, praying to God to get into something just like this. And God showed me my vision through a lady that was doing this the wrong way, y'all. She was housing people and rats and roaches and what I would call just mistreating people. That same lady showed me that she was making 41 grand a month doing it though. And I was like, wow. And guys, it blew my mind. So for a long time, I never knew how much she made. And for a long time, I never knew the conditions in which she was housing these people. But as you see on that picture, as a social worker, man, I dreamed to do this. Because remember, as a social worker, I was the guy on the other side of the fence trying to get it. But again, to make a long story short, because I could talk about this for 2 hours, just this first part. But when she said one day, Derek, I'll never teach you how to do this, but let me show you what I make doing it. And y'all, that's when she pulled her phone out and showed me through her Chase Bank app that she was making 41 grand a month. And I was like, oh my God. And then one day I snuck to all of her places and just went on my own. And when I saw the filth and the grime and the rats and the roaches, I was like, oh my God. And this same lady, y'all, would come to my hospital with her Gucci outfit on, her nails done, the best weave money could buy, her luxury vehicle, all the things that will let you know that somebody's doing well in life. And I really respected this lady, y'all. But when I found out that she was housing people in rats and roaches, that respect went right down the window. And I said basically to myself, man, how can I get into this? Because these are the conditions that I saw. Beds on the ground, burnt up kitchens, people sleeping in front of the kitchen stove. Y'all, I seen some bad stuff. And again, I don't hide this, y'all. I was making $28,000 a year. So trust me, I was begging God to change my life. And I always show these pictures because I love to show people where the concept came from. I didn't just wake up one day and just say, well, you know what, I'm going to do this. My dream was to help people and get into real estate my whole life. And God was like, Derek, you want to help people? You want to get into real estate? Let me show you an idea. Let me show you a lady that's mistreating people, Derek, and she make 41 grand a month doing it. Basically, guys, that was kind of the roadmap for me to see something that was already on my heart and then to change it to the way that we do it today. So how dare you put people on cinder blocks to hold the bed up when you make 41 grand a month? And Jacqueline, I tell people that if this don't break your heart, you on the wrong YouTube channel. Miss Dahlia, I tell people that if this don't cringe your soul, to know that somebody was making 41 grand a month and got a lady sleeping in front of the kitchen stove that roaches are running in and out of that bottom cabinet, I tell people, man, you around the wrong people. Because it's not rocket science and it don't take a genius to know that we shouldn't be housing people like that, especially when you're making the money to do so. So today we flipped it and this is what it looks like today. And now we go all over the world sharing what this is. So my goal is that most people leave and resign from their job between 3 to 9 months of meeting me. That average is 6 to 9 months, but I throw that 3 in there too. Can you imagine from the first time you heard me tonight, Jacqueline and Dahlia, that you can be resigning from your job 6 months from now to be doing something like this full time? And then I also tell people that if you got one of those jobs that don't get on your nerves, they don't aggravate you, you got your own office, it's easy, then we keep your job for a little while then, no rush to leave. But most of us, type the word me in the chat if you were anything like me 8 years ago and you was ready to get away from that place. Guys, I couldn't wait to get away from that job, to do something that I thought was just more meaningful. Type the word me in the chat if that's you. Or if you say, no, Derek, I got a great job, bro. My job don't bother me, Derek. I got my own office. I do what I want to do. I come in when I want to. And Derek, I leave when I want to. Now, that message ain't for you then. But if you like me and Dahlia, you can't wait to get out of that place. If you like me and Charmaine and me and Jillian, you can't wait to get out of that place and do what God has truly called you to do, which is this. Does that make sense, everybody? So I'll admit, y'all, most times it takes me 45 minutes to tell y'all what I just said. Tonight, I'm doing real good. And Charmaine, they ain't gonna give me no credit. My wife ain't here tonight, so nobody's gonna give me credit for doing this really fast. I don't see Tia here tonight. So Charmaine, you gotta make sure you tell everybody Saturday, because we're gonna have a big room Saturday, Charmaine. You gotta tell everybody that I did pretty good today, and I didn't take an hour explaining just the first part of this. Because I want to get to how do you leave your job to do this year? I went live on TikTok today for 15 minutes and dropped 2 gems. Hopefully some of those people are here today. 2 gems of how do we fill these empty beds? I've been getting that question so much this week. How in the world do we fill these empty beds? Social workers and case managers, and word of big mouth. Most people, guys, 95% of the social workers and case managers and social service providers that find us, I posted a video today of me visiting the jail, talking to them about housing. They found me on social media running my big mouth. Because I always ask people, ma'am, sir, how did you find us? Because I want to let my team know what's working. Everybody here lately, TikTok, TikTok, TikTok. So guess what we've been doing? Going strong on TikTok. In fact, for the next 7 days, well, actually 7 days in a row, today made day 2, I'm going live on TikTok for 7 days straight. So join me tomorrow. I'm telling people to follow me on TikTok because I'm not really deciding what time. I'm just randomly doing it for 7 days in a row. Did it yesterday, did it today. I don't know however long I'll be on there. Now, the day before yesterday, I was on there for over an hour and a half. Today was only like 19 minutes. Tomorrow, who knows? But I'm going live on TikTok 7 days in a row. Jacqueline found me on TikTok. See what I mean? Now, Jacqueline, was that today or was that like yesterday or some days ago? Because as I tell a lot of y'all know this, but we've been on YouTube for years. I'm just now newer, under probably 45 days on TikTok in terms of going live. Now, I've been posting there for over a year, but going live on TikTok, I'm pretty new to that. But watch this. This is what I share with them today. And all of y'all could do this right now. And I'll admit, most of my one-on-one people get this usually around their second or third coaching, but I'm going to give it to y'all tonight. We literally use the zip code in which you live in. So whatever your zip code is, I will go to Google and type in the word mental health hospital in your zip code. All of those places that come out from that. And again, you can type in the word mental health hospital. You can type in the word social services, and then boom, your zip code. Guys, it's going to list 10, 20, 30, 50 places in a chronological order in terms of distance from you. Now, years ago, before we got real fancy and I got all of these VAs, guys, we literally, like, I would take all of those places and write down the phone number, the website, and I would call and get a contact for the director of social work, the director of case management. I just told you guys right there in 15 seconds what a lot of people will hide from you. I take your zip code and I type in mental health hospital. It's going to spit out 20 or 30 places. Some of y'all can also use your Maps app on your phone, MAPS, Maps. Type it in there, mental health hospital, and watch it give you 15 to 25 places. And guys, I would write those numbers down, the email address for people. I would visit the website and get all the information so that when I make my call, the call sounded like this. Hello, may I speak to the director of social work, please? Yes, I'll hold. Hey, Miss Jillian, how's it going? Great. And by now, guys, I've had my place already, or even as an HRA with no house, I still can say this. Hey, Miss Jillian, how's it going? Great. My name is Derek, and I represent Second Chance Housing. And we take people from homeless to hopeful in a shared living environment. I would love to know when's the next time I can meet with you and your team so that we can talk about how we can take people from homeless to hopeful. I only need 5 minutes of your time. It won't take long at all. And we always bring coffee and donuts. Guys, I've been saying that spiel for 8 years. Now, for the last 2 years, my assistant Jess does that same spiel. It's simply introducing myself, asking for somebody that's in charge, like the director or the supervisor of social work. And now I'm telling them who I am and what I do. My name is Derek. I represent, plug in your name. Charmaine, plug in your name in the chat just to give these people an example. You're under my coaching. Charmaine, type in the chat what's the name of your program. Because Charmaine would type that name and then say, I would like to know when is the best time and date that I can meet you and your team to discuss how we can work together to take people from homeless to hopeful. We have an independent living facility where we take people from homeless. We have an independent living facility, which is a shared living environment. I work with case managers just like you, that when you guys are discharging people, you guys can give us a call. And Yanni, you haven't missed much. We just got here. I'm literally just recapping. Good evening. Good to see you. I'm literally giving them the language of how we contact social workers. How do we do it? And I literally just told everybody that if you just take your zip code, Yanni, I don't care if it's 33811 or 29446, and you're going to type in Google mental health hospital, your zip code. It's going to spit out 25 places, y'all, for like therapy centers, counseling agencies, mental health hospitals, behavioral hospitals, substance abuse units, social service agencies, the Goodwill, the Salvation Army. These are all the places that need to know who you are. Guys, how do everybody know me? Because we keep doing that stuff. We use digitalflowsolutions.net. That's the software system that we use that runs every business that we have. Digital Flow Solutions.net. I'm putting that in the chat now. My wife and I own 8 businesses, y'all, and every one of those businesses are ran through Digital Flow Solutions. It serves as our website, CRM, our business phone line, social media management, and email management. It's all in one place. And with our coaching, we give it to you. You don't even have to buy it separately. But let's just say you run a daycare, you want a website for that, we can still cover you for that because it covers any industry. I don't care if you fry chicken and sell it, you bake chocolate chip cookies and sell that, you're a mechanic, you're a chiropractor, you have a dental office, or you sell icy cups, or as we call flips from where I'm from, in the summertime, and you sell it. Whatever you do, you need a website, guys. We're in 2025. No website, you don't exist. Without a website, you don't exist. One more time, without a website, without social media, you don't exist. So again, I don't care if you fry the best fried chicken in your city. If nobody don't know about it, how would they know to come and buy it from you? So Charmaine's program is called Tremendous Joy. Meaning when you move into this place, you should feel tremendous joy because the love of God is already here. Now, I have no clue if that's her slogan, but I'm just good at that. And I saw that name one time and ran with it. Good afternoon. My name is Miss Charmaine Sanders, and I want to take this time to introduce myself and Tremendous Joy. We are an independent living facility, and we take people from homeless to hopeful. I would love to meet with you and your team Tuesday at 10 o'clock. I only need 5 minutes of your time, and we always bring coffee and donuts. Charmaine, you heard me say that 1,000 times. Some of these people have not. Charmaine's under my coaching, so I've said that so much to her, she can probably repeat that verbatim back to you in a different way. Because I even teach you how to use AI tools to take that one phrase, because if you're smart, you go get this recording, because I gave you the game just now. And you say, ChatGPT, take this phrase and reword this 55 times differently so I can keep using it. Does that make sense, everybody? I'm coaching Charmaine live right now in front of y'all. Do y'all appreciate that? Notice Charmaine's name doesn't say housing or home or living. Dummy me, y'all coach 8 years ago. I didn't know you shouldn't do that. Charmaine better not put the word housing in her name because she's under my coaching. I found out years later, Charmaine, that using the word home, housing, or living makes me look bad at the bank in terms of being a high-risk industry. Watch this. Here goes some free coaching. The bank hate real estate, y'all. So we don't call our business nothing to do with what the bank hates. Tremendous Joy is so generic that she's a low risk, high reward for the bank. I don't want Charmaine to be a high risk, low reward. No, low risk, high reward. So we use generic names because what my name is today, because I didn't know any better, is Second Chance Housing. But under my coaching today, I would have been called Second Chance Solutions, Second Chance Enterprise, or just Second Chance. Notice she didn't use Tremendous Joy Solutions. She don't have to. Amazon didn't put solutions on the end of their name. JCPenney's didn't put solutions on the end of their name. I just give you guys the name that the banks love. Either you go generic like Charmaine, or you add solutions, enterprise, project, group, foundation, any of those names. Does that make sense, everybody? And if it don't, nod your head anyway and pretend it does. Because I just gave you the game on, again, what's going to be the difference between you getting a $1,000 credit card for business and a $10,000 credit card for business. Tremendous Joy Housing gets a $1,000 credit card. Tremendous Joy gets $12,000 and $1,000 line of credit. Simply because of the name that she chose. Wasn't it a song out one time that said, "Isn't it something in a name?" And no, y'all, I don't sing. I love to sing, but I don't sing. My wife is a songbird, but I'm not. Anyway, so those are some of the smaller gems that I dropped today. That one thing was using your zip code. Can 5 of y'all type in the chat, "Derek, I got that. I wrote it down." Because I'll feel bad if I gave that game away and nobody got it. Can 5 people say, and not you, Charmaine, I know you got it. You don't count. Anybody else can say, "Derek, thank you, man. I get that, bro. I understand that now." And like you said, Dahlia, you don't want to box yourself in. Exactly. Amazon has nothing to do in terms of the name, meaning that it sounds like a logistics company. Amazon. I have to ask Charmaine what she does in order to know. I can't tell by her name. That's a good business name to have. Dummy me years ago, Yanni thought that I said, "Well, I want people to know I house people, so I'm going to use the word housing." That's dumb. But I didn't know that, Jacqueline. I found that out after I paid for a bunch of coaching and paid a lot of money for the guy to say, "Hey, man, don't use words like da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da." So guess what? Every business I have now, all 7 of the other ones, because I got 8 of them. Second Chance Housing is the only business that the bank will look at as a kind of a high risk. But thank God for me, I've been in it so long now, I'm good. But every business I have now either ends in enterprise or solutions, or it's a generic name. Prime example, I have a company called Qualified Circle. Right now, none of y'all don't know what that is. Now, unless you heard me talking and teaching about it, I'll write you $1,000 check right now, or I'll Zelle you $1,000 right now if you could tell me what my company Qualified Circle does. You don't know because it's so generic. Now, if you heard me teaching on or you seen a PowerPoint, you don't count. But I guarantee you right now, any new person under me right now, if you can tell me what Qualified Circle does as one of my 8 companies, I'll Zelle you $1,000 right now. Right now. And I bet you don't know, because that's the whole point of naming it like that. Make sense, everybody? Jacqueline says, "Got it. Thank you." Yanni says, "Got it. Thank you, Derek." Pam says, "Got it." Dahlia says, "Got it." Jillian, "Got it." And Jillian, me and you talked about this on the phone, so I know you got it. Right? Okay? And Charmaine, you better have it. Charmaine's family, right? She's under my coaching. She's got to have it. She don't have a choice, right? She's got to know that. And that's why she chose Tremendous Joy. But I also teach you, and I'm not going to put Charmaine on the spot tonight, but I teach all of y'all, when you do choose that name, what does that mean? Somebody should be thinking, why did Charmaine choose that? What is in Tremendous Joy? Where did that come from? Always be prepared to tell the story. Make sense, everybody? When you choose this name, always be prepared to tell the story. Look how I took her name earlier without even asking her and came up with this whole meaning. Look at the way that I view Second Chance Housing for me. The population that I serve, y'all, I know them so well that by the time they meet me, they've probably screwed up in life 55 times. But by the time they meet me and my company, this is your second chance today. And that's something that I wanted to stand on, regardless of where you've been, your background, what you look like, smell like, and how many times you screwed up in life. The day that you meet me, this is your second chance. I got a whole story behind that. Make sense, everybody? So right now, in the chat, put in the chat maybe what your name is going to be. I want you to go through the Secretary of State and check it, of course. I want you to Google it, of course, but put in the name right now. What are some names you're thinking about? Now that you heard from me that it shouldn't have the word housing, it shouldn't have the word home, it shouldn't have the word living, none of that. How generic can you be? Pam Smith, do we go at P&S Enterprise? Do we go with P&S Group? Do we go with PS Solutions? The Cardin Group. Love that. What's Cardin? Is that your last name? The Next Enterprise. I love that. The Next. Is that like a form of the next? Talk to me in the chat. Let's be active. Divine Support Services. Kind of like that. Divine Support Services. Nothing wrong with that. Doesn't have my hated names in there, which is house, housing, or living. Already have Transla Management. Okay, no problem. We can use that. Transla Management. Minor Hill Pathways. Love it. Talk to me in the chat. What does that mean? What is Minor Hill? Somebody's going to ask you that. Be prepared to tell the story. The Cardin Group. What is that? Oh, she said it. Last name. D Next. Talk to me. What is that? DENEX Enterprises. I like that. Not just enterprise, y'all. She said enterprises. So under my coaching, she can start multiple businesses and they're all an arm of the next. Because enterprises may mean we do more than one thing, Dahlia. Make sense? Love this. Nope, it's legacy play on my name. D, Dahlia, and my daughter name is, I don't want to mess that up, Zemia. Let me not even try that. Pronounced D and X. Love it. Okay. I totally messed your name up then. Got it. So let me go back to that. I want to look at that because it's just a few of us here tonight. So we'll be interactive. Got it. Got it. So you did a lot also of what I teach people too. When you can't think of nothing and everything's taken when you go and look it up, take a half of your name and half of your husband's name, half of your kid's name, half of your name. Maybe use just the initials. I got people that use the first letter of all of their kids. DHC Enterprise. What is that? I dedicated this program to my children to leave to them a legacy. So this is all their first name, blah, 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 blah. See? So always be prepared because even like right now, sis, Dahlia, if you don't have a story, let's pretend you do. And right now, come up with the story. Why did you name it that? Your kids must be special to you. You're a mom. Of course they are. Put a story behind it. Because I also teach you that within that story, we're also going to build your mission statement from it. Okay? Tresla Enterprise, love it. Minor is my grandmother. Okay, love it. Hill is my father. See that? This is legacy, y'all. This is now watch this. Because I'm going to tell you something that kind of itched my skin a little bit, y'all. And just me being real as y'all brother. I'm going to be careful how I say this because I want to make sure that I'm respectful. I taught a young lady this game, I want to say about 4 years ago. She named it after her aunt who raised her, taught her everything about womanhood, again, raised her, showed her the way of life, took over when her mom passed away. But what itched my skin a little bit is that she got out of this faster and put more effort in getting out of it than she did to make it work. So what I mean, y'all, it hurt my feelings, and I don't even know the lady. That it hurt my feelings that she named this after a loved one, but didn't put the work behind it to make it work. To me, that's disrespectful. And that's why I say I want to be careful how I say this, y'all. I don't want to step on no toes, but I'll be that gummed, that's an old word, to keep me from cussing, that you named this after your mama, your brother, your daddy, your grandmother, and you don't put the work into it to make it work. Now watch this. Everybody under the sound of my voice right now, this don't go for you. I believe right now so strong in my heart and in my faith that you guys are great people just like me and my family. And y'all want to make this work. But please do not name this after a loved one and don't put the work in to further that legacy. Prime example, and I'm not being funny when I say this. My wife named her program the Angela Denise Foundation. She named it after her mom that passed away. It's been about 12, 13 years. Guys, even myself, let's just say if Shay would have just laid it down and quit, guys, I would have put so much in that because she's my wife just to make it work, to carry her mom's legacy. Guys, that is disrespect. To name something after a loved one that we call ourselves trying to save people and help people, and you don't put the work in it to make it happen? Miss Porter, like, thank you for saying that, but that broke my heart for that lady. And y'all, she didn't even care. So watch this. I cared more about it than she did, which has probably made me mad. So let me calm down. But I watched the lady, y'all, get into this, name it after her auntie, who was like her mom. And y'all, she got out of this and put more effort getting out of it than she did in it to make it work. Let that not be your story. Make sense, everybody? Just nod your head. Yes, yeah, Derek, make complete sense, bro. Because again, to me, that'd just be disrespect to put that in their name and not put the work behind it. Because obviously, if you're putting their names behind it, there's a certain thought you have about them and the way you feel about them. So let's put the hands to the plow to make it work. Okay? Yanni says, yeah, you owe it to the memory of the person. Yanni, that's what I'm saying. Exactly. You owe that. If you're going to use their name. Now, if you name it a circus show and a pony show, whatever. You quit and no harm, no foul. But if you name it after a loved one, you got to make it work, guys. And to me, that's a little bit of added pressure. That's good pressure. There's certain pressure in your life, y'all, that's going to be kind of like bad pressure. That should be a motivating pressure. Make sense, y'all? A motivating pressure to always give. I share a real estate room with a lady that says it like this. Put a finish line ahead of you so that you always got something to look forward to. I quote that from Miss Adrienne Wells. She says that we all should put a finish line in front of us. And for some of us, it's your children. It's your mom, your dad, your grandmother. It's your personal goals. What kind of finish line can we put in front of us so that we always got something to look forward to when times gets tough? Because all of y'all would not be like the lady I talk about that met me on a Monday. 9 days later, she had a house and 4 people in it. That's not going to be none of y'all's story, probably. A lot of time it comes with a little bit of a struggle, a little bit of resistance. And it ain't always the devil. Stop saying that. All bad things are the devil, but some things, guys, it just, you got to persist through. Okay? Makes sense? I don't know who needed that, but I just felt like I had to say that. Okay? Let me check out something real quick, y'all. I'm going to look back in the chat because we're being super interactive tonight, so I just don't want to miss anything. Honey J's Comfort and Care. So now, Miss Porter, is this name already created? Talk to me in the chat. I'm only talking to Miss Porter now, and everybody else is just listening for our learning purposes. Miss Porter, talk to me. I want to know something. That name you chose, because I'm going to talk about it. It's not in my list of the word housing, home, or living, but I'm going to give you some game on that word care, right? So let me know in the chat if this is already a completed name. She put, yes, it is. Okay, I see it now. How long ago did you get that? Is it something that was old? Did you just get it? Because I also see that you're somebody that's moving at the speed of instruction through our coaching, through the DIY. How long have you had that name? And as she's typing it in, I'm just going to teach a little bit. Even though that does not fall, that word care, I'll admit, y'all, I'm not crazy about that word care. Because what we do, she said less than a month. So I assume you probably got that even before you met me, right? Because most of us are not going to use words like care either. Because watch this. I'm real good about coaching y'all, telling you that I don't want somebody to mislabel you for something that you're not. A lot of times in this industry of helping people, when you see the word care, that means there's usually staff involved. That means that this is some kind of program that requires a license. There's staff involved. nurses, LPNs, CNAs. The word care just typically, again, sounds like you're helping people past them being independent. So under my coaching, and obviously you met me afterwards, no problem. And I'm going to still tell you there's no problem with the name, but listen to me, coach, for everybody else. I don't want you to use the word care because I don't want people to think that Miss Porter is offering something that she doesn't. Miss Porter runs an independent living facility for adults that are independent, that can cook their own bologna sandwich, that can take their own medications, and that can provide their own transportation without the need for me to do it. The word care drives me away from that, though. Care sounds like to me that I'm going to do it for him. Care sounds like that I'm going to be involved in his everyday treatment. Guys, my tenants are lucky if they see me once every 2 or 3 weeks. My largest, biggest house, they lucky if they see me once every 2 months because it runs so well without me. And I'm busy today. And that's why I coach you guys that this model of people, if you get the right folks, guys, this is such a no-brainer in terms of, again, serving the right people that don't have you running all up and down the streets every day for 8 hours a day. Make sure you guys are following me on TikTok. I'm doing a 7-day series where I'm taking you on a ride along. I did one yesterday and today. Go and look at that. Go and look at how I just randomly went to one of my houses to go and do some maintenance, and my guy walked right up on me with a wad of money, talking about, here you go. I said, what is this? He said, this rent. I say, rent? The day ain't the first. I said, first of all, this rent short. Where's the rest of it? But I explained to you in the video, y'all ever heard me say, as long as you pay rent on time, all the time, and early if you have the ability? That's what he was living by. He was paying me early because he got the ability. That one client get SSI and SSDI. Yanni say that she saw it. Thank you, Yanni. I appreciate that. Yanni, did you see how he walked up on me with that money? Guys, I couldn't dream of that 8 years ago when I had a job. Somebody walking up to me saying, here go $200, Derek. And Derek, this money came early. I got my real money on the 3rd. Guys, the people that we serve, you pay them the 1st and the 3rd. But depends on who they're banking with. Kathy says she saw it. Kathy, you saw how he walked right up to me and just said, Derek, here you go. That's what I mean by I train and teach my tenants that your rent is the most important thing going on in your life. Because without that roof over your head, you're going to fail in life. Because where you going? Where you going to live? How do you stay protected and safe without a roof over your head? So when y'all hear me talk about pay your rent on time, all the time, and early if you got the ability, that guy was exemplifying what that meant. He paid it early. Why play with the rent when you know you got to pay it? Now, he going to call me on the 3rd and say, Derek, I got the rest of it. Come get it. No problem. Now, watch this, though, because that ain't really my teaching. My teaching tells you to take his debit card, put it in your system, Digital Flow Solutions, which we give you, and you direct debit that monthly payment. Larry's the only guy that paid me like that, y'all. He's an old school cat. Kathy, you saw the video. Yanni, you saw the video. Yanni said he pulled it like he meant business. Exactly, because guess what, Yanni? My perfect client is the guy that's afraid to be homeless. My perfect tenant is the guy that's so afraid to be homeless, he gonna pay rent on time, all the time, and sometimes early if he's got the ability. I got a lot of guys like that. What you think today was? The 1st? You know how many people Zelled me and how many payments came out automatically? Now, I'll admit, for me, most of my payments come on the 3rd. But I got guys getting paid on the 1st. And depending on who they bank with, their money come early, like Larry. Larry got this certain bank, y'all, that he get his money 2 days early. How you think he paid me early? And Larry is that kind of guy that I tell y'all about. He don't want to be homeless. He don't call me Derek. He call me the rent man. Hey, rent man, when you coming by? And I've been housing Larry, y'all, for like 7 years, on and off. I done kicked him out 3 or 4 times. He comes back. This is part of the game, y'all. Yes, I've kicked him out 3 or 4 times over the span of probably 7 years, actually. Larry's been kind of like one of my day one guys. And over the years, he's been in multiple of my places. And I've kicked him out at least 4 times. At least. Larry, you out of here. Bye. This ain't working no more. He'll go away for 4 or 5 months, come back perfect, stay for a year or 2, go sour. I put him out again. He come back in 4 months, stay for a year. I put him out again. Like, I got a few guys like that. Okay? Kathy said about 30 minutes ago to be exact, I purchased the DIY. Good stuff, Kathy. So again, like, this is what we do, y'all. And as I'm just talking, I'm just going through these slides to let y'all just kind of see it. These are some of the slides that I often have that I don't talk about that much. This is the reason why I also love the ILF model, because most of the people that I'm housing, they're also very handy. These ain't paid people from a company. I house these guys, y'all. So guess what happens when the garbage disposal breaks? Hey, Mr. Carlos, can you come over and fix that? Okay. Now, I did have to call American Home Shield about a week ago to fix my refrigerator because nobody could do that. So all of my maintenance issues, guys, we use American Home Shield. I'm not handy whatsoever. My dad and my God didn't bless me with handy hands. I'm more of a thought leader. I'm a thinker. I got 1,000 ideas a minute, but I can't put half of them together. And that's why we use virtual assistants. Okay. So that purchase that you made, Miss Kathy, what's beautiful about that package that you get everything my one-on-one people get. Now you just don't get me, but all of the same coaching, even on video, you get it. There is nothing I don't talk about to my one-on-one people that's not in that DIY. The only difference with them is that they can pick up the phone and call me. Okay. That's why people really like that one-on-one coaching, but people also like the DIY, especially here lately because we're offering that $47 a month to be in the one-on-one group. Okay, so if you didn't know about that, Kathy, there's a group that my one-on-one people are just in because it's a part of their package. But you guys, for that small fee that I charge off for that package, I'll allow y'all to get in that group for only $47 a month. And we meet every 3rd Wednesday of the month, and you can text questions 5 days a week. And it's in a Telegram group. So I'll be honest, a lot of people out of probably the 30, you now make probably 38 people in less than 2 weeks that have purchased that. Says, Derek, I'm going to be honest, bro. I'm only buying this package because you're giving me all that paperwork. And Derek, I want to be a part of that group. So a lot of people tell me, Derek, I'm buying this because of that group. And I want that paperwork because I know you spent $8,000 on it. So guys, all the paperwork, I'm sure y'all heard me say this 1,000 times, but when I went through a lawsuit many years ago and it was $40,000 and I made the Channel 8 news, guys, my lawyer built the paperwork that now runs this whole business. And it's not just one piece of paper. It's all the paperwork that you need. It's probably over 7 different documents, at least. Okay, including your lease, which I'll admit, guys, we don't even call it a lease in our paperwork. Very different in the court of law, what you call that. Okay, so just to give you a little bit of a, an occupancy agreement is different from a lease. That's a gem all in itself if you don't know it. And we give y'all that paperwork. So again, we on purpose price that DIY so low that I almost want people to feel bad about it if they don't get it. Now, don't take that the wrong way. Don't get upset. Don't get mad. But I'll be honest, that is so low for what we're giving you. I almost want people to feel bad about it if they don't get it. That's why we made it so low. Okay. So, let me go back through the chat as I continue to just show you guys footage and as I continue to answer questions. Let's see. And again, Kathy, congratulations. I appreciate that. So does your family, I'm sure, and so does your city, which is my prayer. Okay, Kathy, put in the chat, what city and state are you in, sis? Oh, yeah. Also, don't forget, Kathy, you probably don't even know this. Anybody that purchased the DIY package from 3 weeks ago all the way up until the 23rd of this month, I'm giving you guys a free masterclass. It's going to be April 23rd. My team is going to start sending out emails probably by Thursday, maybe even tomorrow, but by Thursday for sure. Now, watch this. I never meet with the DIY people. It's meant to be that way. It's DIY, do it on your own. right? But for the first time ever, I want to give you guys a mastermind because I'm finding out that a lot of y'all don't know about that HRA. Most of y'all think you got to have a house to make this work. No, you don't. So I'm going to go in probably 2 or 3 hours, y'all, coaching on a lot of stuff, but I'm going to probably spend at least 45 minutes alone just talking about the HRA. Okay, so please know that because I want you guys to know how you can make an impact and an income tomorrow. There is no waiting with the HRA. Now, if you want to get the house yourself, to house the people, that's a waiting game. You got to find the house, you got to rent it, blah, 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 blah. The HRA, you can start it tomorrow. So all of you people that bought the DIY, inside of it is something called the HRA Business in a Box. That's what you should be studying every day because it teaches you how to get your phone ringing, how to build a relationship, and how to refer out to other people. And if you're real smart, when you upgrade to that group that we're in, guess what we did less than probably 14 days ago? Everybody under our coaching that has a virtual assistant, we put the VAs also inside of that group. So the VAs can also help you, and they're not even your VA because the VAs want to make money. So if you have a house, those VAs can help you fill your house. And I hope y'all understand that because if you don't, that means you don't know what my HRA is. And I got a 14-minute free webinar that'll give it to you. So just text the word HRA to 407-326-0086. Again, if you text HRA to 407-326-0086, and I put it on the screen for you right now. Text HRA to 407-326-0086. 0086, and that'll give you the text message. You click it, you fill in your name, email address, phone number, bam, instant download to get that. Okay. Let's see. Jida says I did HRA webinar. Next is my appointment for website. Yes. So what I'm hearing is that a lot of you guys are getting an automated text 4 days after your purchase, inviting you now to the website creation. Because remember, we build your website even with the DIY. That's why it's so crazy, y'all. So with that DIY coaching, we still build your website, your CRM system. That's on us. Okay. Pam says, is there a certain order to branding your business name, getting your EIN? Yes, there is an order. Absolutely. LLC is always first. Always the first step to any coaching that I have is turn yourself into a business, right? So if your name is Pam Smith, not today, it ain't, not under my coaching, it's not. It's PNS Enterprise. It's PNS Solutions, or it's something else that you thought of, right? But it's definitely not Pam Smith. That cost me a $40,000 lawsuit trying to do this in Derek Forster's name. Dummy me, right? So get an entity. That's your first step to all of this. That could be an S Corp, C Corp, LLC, nonprofit. Doesn't matter. That's a personal preference to each and every one of you. But I will tell you, an LLC is fast, it's quick, and it's cheap. Easy. Okay? I already have a business name, and it has the word home in it. Do you recommend I change it? If you care about business banking, yes, ma'am. If you say, Derek, I don't care nothing about no business credit and business credit cards, Derek. I don't care about being bankable, then don't. But if you want business credit cards, and to be more bankable and not to be viewed as a high risk industry, absolutely consider changing it. Either A, here's some free coaching, or B, you can do a DBA, doing business as, and just do a drop down from it. Okay. Would an ILF be profitable in New York City? Depends on where you're at. New York is very expensive. You will hear me a lot of times pick on New York, California, and some other states that I'm not very friendly of. I also like very landlord-friendly states. But again, my second rule to after turning yourself into a business, this has to make sense numbers-wise, or else you're just running a shelter, and I don't want you doing that. I want you to make money from the great work that you're doing in your community. So it can work in New York City. You just got to buy the property right, or you got to get the right rental price. Because prime example, my beds in Orlando, Florida are $800 per bed. You would be higher than that because you're in New York, New Jersey, California. You guys wouldn't be 800. You'd be $950, $1,000 a bed, right? Because the SSI that they get is going to be more than what we get here in Florida. So depending on where you live at, again, is what you're going to be charging. She said, I see rooms for rent all over the Bronx. For how much? Let me know. Oh, and that's actually Yanni responding to, wait a minute, let me see. Yeah, that's Yanni responding to Enjoy 16. I see rooms for rent all the time over the Bronx or in the Bronx. Yeah. Let me know what part. Someone I know charges $1,200 a bed. See? So again, very doable where you live at if they're charging that. Johnny says over 1,000. Yep. So in Joy 16, yeah, so it can absolutely work in all 50 states. You just got to buy the property right, or you have to rent it at the right price. Yeah. Okay. And what we also tell people that if it's really expensive in your area, consider going 20 miles north, south, east, or west. Sometimes just leaving 20 miles outside of where you are changes the price dramatically. Sometimes 20 minutes, not even 20 miles. Okay. That's how we view that. Watch this and watch me give you some free coaching, Enjoy. This is how you're going to get, and they kind of said it, but I want everybody to hear it. This is how you'll get an idea of what you'll charge. Go to Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, and you will type in the phrase room for rent. Everybody in your city do this. They just don't do it with the structure we do. That'll give you a starting point of what you should be charging. But also, you're going to know your overhead. Like right now today, I don't know it. Nobody else in this chat knows it. And I don't want to put you on the spot and say, hey, what is your overhead? Right? Because I don't know if you have a house or it's one you're just looking at. But what is your overhead? What is the rental or the lease or the mortgage on this house? Okay. And as you guys see in this picture, I hadn't talked about it yet, but also this is why I like the independent living facility model, because my guys can mow the grass. You can't do this with a group home or an ALF. You're going to get in trouble by making them people do work. My people are so bored, they beg me to do this. So when I first started, I hired a landscaping crew. I hired cleaners. Guys, that was dumb. Why would I do that? And all of these people that I'm housing have that same skill set. So on my mission and vision board right behind my left shoulder, and y'all can't see it, says, God, not only do I want to give these people a place to live, but I also want to give them a job to keep them out of trouble. We believe that if they're busy, that keeps them out of trouble, ladies and gentlemen. Make sense, everybody? And no different from you, Kathy. No different that you live in California. I'll admit it's not one of my favorite, right? Not super landlord friendly, very expensive. But I got a ton of people in California that do this. Now, I'll admit, we got more HRA people in California. Matter of fact, I'm going to reach out to Janine White. Janine, if you're here, let me know. Janine White actually lives in California, but she fills a lot of beds for people in Ohio and in Georgia. Dornico had over an 11-bed facility. Janine White and her virtual assistant fill 8 of those beds, and they live in California. Dornico lives in Dayton, Ohio. See how that works, y'all? The HRA works in all 50 states, in case if y'all don't know it. You can live in California and refer to somebody that lives in Boston. You can live in New Jersey and refer to somebody that lives in Texas. You can live in Utah and refer to somebody that lives in Oregon. Hope that makes sense. The difference between the group homes, guys, and the ILF model is that the group home model needs staff. I don't. Guys, we don't have staff with this model. The people are completely independent. Why would you need staff? Unless you get 15 properties and you get so busy that you need some help. But most of us under 6 to 8 properties, you're not going to hire staff. It's going to be you and your family. Because for the most part, these people don't need your help or no staff. You keep on the lights and the water and everything else to keep running just fine. No oversight from your state or your county. I think I put country there by mistake. No regulations with the ILF. But believe it or not, my team and I are building something right now where we're bringing regulations because we don't want people doing it the wrong way. Okay? Oh, Marion, you must have just got here. I spent a lot of time on that already. I got you though, Marion. I don't mind repeating that, but I spent a lot of time on that on TikTok today for 15 minutes. And then I came here and spent, I think, the first probably 15 minutes again going back over that. But sit tight, Marion, I got you. So again, this is all what I don't need with the ILF, no regulations. Clients that are not independent need to be in that license place. Sprinkler system, I don't need that with the ILF, y'all. I am not spending $20,000 on a sprinkler system, y'all. Get the heck out of here with that. I don't need a fire alarm system, but a group home does, an APD does, an IDD does. Make sense? And I'm in Florida, so if I want to start a group home, I got to go talk to ACA. Florida Agency for Healthcare Administration. They run everything when it comes to group homes, ALFs, those senior facilities. Guys, I don't want to meet with none of these people. Because what we do in terms of an ILF, I don't need permission. I don't need state oversight. If you live in Texas, you got to go see these people. If you live in North Carolina, you got to go talk to these people to start something that's a license program. If you in Georgia Department of Community Health want to speak to you. Guys, I'm dodging all of these people because I don't need them to do what I do. If you in Virginia, you got to go talk to these people for anything that's licensed, not an ILF. And we talked about this last night, so I'm going to actually skip that one. Then I'm going to go over here to my sister Marion's question. Marion, one more time real quick. How do we find these people to fill the beds? You're going to take your zip code, Marion. And in fact, let's be active with it. Put your zip code in the chat right now, right? And you're going to take your zip code. Everybody do this, right? Everybody put your zip code in the chat. Don't put your address. Maybe some crazy people on here, right? Just put your zip code. So I'm going to put one of mine. You're going to go to Google and type in mental health hospital, and then boom, your zip code. Mental health hospital 27504. And just because I'm going to pretend that it's only me and Miss Smith here and the rest of y'all left and y'all just kind of went outside for a water break, I'm going to go to Chat GPT. Watch this. Watch how Chat GPT can also do this. And Marion, I'm going to take your zip code, 27. Marion, tell the people where is that? Because this is just me and you, Marion. 27504. Watch this. Listen to how I talk in the Chat GPT. Using this zip code, please find me local hospitals and social service agencies that I can promote my housing program to. I just let y'all hear how I told that tool what to do. This is called Chat GPT. Watch this. You in North Carolina. This thing just gave me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I just did your homework in less than 10 minutes, Marion. A lot of people will hide this from y'all. I also charge thousands of dollars, but I coach this so much. Listen to what I just told you and watch what came out. Eastern Carolina Medical Center, Benson, North Carolina. Commonwealth Health of McGee's Crossroads, Benson, North Carolina. Benson Area Medical Center. Johnston County Department of Social Services, Smithfield, North Carolina. Harnett County Department of Social Services. These are all the places where you need to go, sis. They need to know you. I even gave y'all the verbiage earlier of what the phone call sounds like, what the email sounds like. Here's the email. Good morning. I would love to take this opportunity to introduce myself and my housing program, Second Chance Housing. We take people from homeless to hopeful in a shared living environment, and I would love to know when I can meet with you and your team so that we can work together to end homelessness. Just like that. Marion, shout me out in the chat if that sounded good and I cater to exactly what you needed. Let me know, sis. If that was baloney, let me know. But I showed all of y'all in less than 10 seconds of how you take your zip code, go into Google, use Chat GPT for it to show you where you need to be going, emailing, calling. Does that make sense, or am I just rambling? Because I ain't seen Marion saying nothing yet. Marion, does that make sense? Kathy, does that make sense? She said, sounds real good. And Marion, watch this. I just gave you kind of how the email sounds. Here's the phone call. Hello, may I speak to the director of social work, please? or the director of case management. Those are the two people, because Marion, I want to talk to the decision makers. I don't want to just talk to Miss Barbara, who's the front desk assistant. She can't help me with nothing. Here's my rule. Don't spend 15 minutes talking to Miss Barbara. Barbara is the front desk assistant. The reason why I use that name, Miss Barbara worked at my hospital for 9 years while I was there. She still works there. I'm going to see Barbara in a couple days to go pick up some checks now. Barbara loves to talk about nothing. So if you get on the phone wasting your time talking to Barbara, you wasting your time. Hey, Denise, good to see you. Miss Denise Humphrey had her first coaching session with me today. She was just like most of y'all, listening, soaking it up, and said, "Ooh, I need this coaching now." Denise has had her own boarding, and her first coaching was with me today. Congratulations, sis. Tell the people where you located, Miss D. Miss D got my personal phone number. No more just YouTube for Miss Denise. Denise got my phone number, y'all. That's how the personal coaching is. But watch this. Back to the point. Don't spend 20 minutes talking to Barbara. That's why you say, "Good morning." Match me to the director of social work. Because if you just start talking, Barbara gonna listen to your whole story. And she gonna say, "Oh, let me transfer you to somebody that can help you." Now you just spent 15 minutes talking to Barbara about nothing and she can't even help. So now it goes, match me to the director of social work. Yes, I'll hold. "Hey, Miss Julie, how's it going?" "Great. My name is Mr. Derek, and I represent a program by the name of Tremendous Joy. We're located in Canton, Ohio, and we take people from homeless to hopeful in a shared living environment. We work with case managers just like you, that when you're discharging people every day with nowhere to go, you guys can call us. We want to be the stepping stone to where they're going." Simple. Now, to me, I'll admit, I've been saying that spiel for 8 years, so it's really simple to me, but watch me slow it down. Introduce yourself in your program. "Hello, my name is Charmaine Sanders. I represent Tremendous Joy. We take people from homeless to hopeful." Whatever your slogan is, y'all, don't let me give you that slogan. That's just me. "We house the homeless and displaced, and we work with case managers just like yourself." Why am I saying that, Miss D. Ross? I'm already putting it in his head that this is what I do, sir. I work with people just like you. Guys, under my coaching, and Denise is finding this out, a lot of what I coach y'all is in the verbiage. I'm already psychologically telling this guy, "I'm your answer, sir. I'm the guy you've been praying for. Looking for clean, affordable housing? That's me." See how I'm giving y'all the verbiage, Miss D? When can I meet with you and your team? Never meet with one person, y'all. I want to meet with everybody. I want everybody to know me, y'all. I'm only coaching y'all the way I do it. Why would I only want to meet with Miss Sarah? Marion, I want to meet with Sarah, Kathy, Miss Denise, Jonathan, and the supervisor, Mr. Craig. So it sounds like this. When can I meet with you and your team to discuss how we can work together to end homelessness? I want to be another choice for you guys when you are looking for housing. And guys, because the need for this is so great, nobody's turning this down. You're not selling alarm systems. You're not selling that fundraising chocolate candy that your kids come home with trying to get you to sell to people at your church. This is a need, not a want. Lord have mercy. Somebody gonna miss this, Miss D. Marion, does that make sense? Dahlia, does that make sense? Dahlia said, AKA gatekeepers. Exactly. And Barbara can't help you. So immediately ask for the decision makers. But watch this. Here goes some great coaching, because I used to be the guy. What if the supervisor ain't available? What if the director ain't available? My coaching would be baloney if I didn't tell you who else to ask for. Guess what my title was at my hospital, y'all? Discharge planner. I had a bachelor's degree, so they couldn't call me a social worker where I worked at. Here goes some free game. Depending on the hospital And the degree level is what they call your folks in your social services department. Me with my little bachelor's degree, Marion, I was a discharge planner. My coworker that went to school more than me and got a master's, he was a social worker. We did the same dadgum job. So Marion, when you call and you get Barbara, say, Miss Barbara, now just in case if the discharge planner, just in case if the supervisor's not available, I'll speak to the discharge planner or anybody in the social work department. I'm giving y'all the game today. Can y'all imagine what my one-on-one coaching is like? If I talk like this on this live to all of y'all, to thousands of people that'll get this, ask Denise how that one-on-one coaching is. Denise, you better tell them. All the way in Sacramento, California. Didn't I just tell you, Kathy? I got lots of people in California and they steadily coming. Kathy, where are you located and what part of California? Denise, Kathy just purchased the DIY. She's also in Cali. I want to just see how far y'all are from each other, just in case, California's big, so I'm sure that it could be distance, but put in the chat, Miss Kathy, where are you in California? Mountain House, California. So now between y'all two, because I have no clue where that is, how far are y'all from each other? Where is, oh wow, about an hour, that's it? So as large as California is, you guys are only an hour apart. That's a blessing. That is an absolute blessing. So watch this. Kathy Denise is learning the HRA. Denise, guess who should be filling some of your beds, Denise? Kathy. And guess what Kathy gonna want, Denise, when she send one? Her referral fee. And guess what you gonna send when she send that person, Denise? Her money. Because you don't know Carlos unless Kathy sends him to you. So you gotta pay her. That's why it's so cool like that. Lord have mercy. I love it. Kathy says, and I work with discharge planners. Love that. Kathy, if I'm not mistaken, you said something about working in social services. I think I missed it. I saw that Atlanta video on your TikTok. They have a real problem. Yes, they do. Absolutely. Yanni, is that where you are? We've been asked to come to Atlanta to speak, and we're thinking about it. So Atlanta, North Carolina, South Carolina, those are probably our top 3 places for anything live. And they told us to kind of check out that place, Midtown Atlanta, the Marriott or something like that. So we're looking into that. Yanni says Miami. Okay. I work as a deputy in a jail with inmates with mental issues. Perfect. So I thought I saw that. So that means, again, Kathy, that you're not foreign to this, right? You understand this just like I do. You just never done the side of it where you're housing them in your place. Okay. Ooh, Miss D from Charlotte. We're going to come and see y'all, man, Miss D. We be getting a lot of people from South Carolina, North Carolina, and Atlanta. So we're thinking about putting on a speaking engagement there. Okay. And I got family over there in Charlotte. So that's pretty cool too. I see the need for housing. Absolutely. I'm sure you do. Kathy, also check out that video that I posted today where we're hooking up with the reentry network. And because you work at the jail, that term may mean something to you. See if you guys have a reentry network. So I'm part of the Orange County reentry network now. And I want you to be a part of that in California if they have it. Denise, you too. So find out, no matter where you guys live at, this is for all y'all. See if they have a reentry program for inmates that are being released from jail but need housing. Okay? Good stuff. Super interactive tonight. Thank y'all so much for kind of joining me in conversation, not letting me do all the talking. My voice gets pretty raw. I speak all the time. So thank y'all for just being super interactive too. So on screen is I just been showing the Arnold family. You guys asked me what kind of people we serve. Even though I wasn't talking through it, I'm still showing you. So right here, 18 years and older is the absolute starting point. But I'll admit, just like I talked about last week, right, on Monday night, which was yesterday, the young folks are not my cup of tea. Okay, just being honest. You got to know yourself when you're doing this, guys. What is the community dictating? What is your lifestyle like? And what can you put up with? I'm not real good with the younger crew, but I love these older people, the military veterans. That is my crew right there. Put in the chat, what is your crew? What's on your heart to house? Elderly, middle-aged, working people, military veterans, working individuals, people aging from the foster care system. What is your genre? What is your population of who you're going to house? What is God calling you to? Yanni is like me. I like them veterans because they don't need nothing from me but a nice place to live. Okay? Denise says, so much information, a lot of homework, but excited for the process. And guess what? She does none of that alone. And not for 1 second should she be scratching her head saying, man, what should I be doing now? Denise is my sister now because she's under the coaching. She just called me or text me. So even outside of our sessions, Denise can pick the phone up tomorrow, anytime from 9 to 5 and just call me. She can call me 15 times a day if that's what it takes to get her where she's going. Okay? Carolyn, me and you are just alike. Elderly adults and veterans, my favorite. Pam, just like you, my favorite. D, just like you, my favorite. Dahlia, foster care and homeless parents, not my cup of tea. But if it's yours, no problem. I gave a long spiel last night that if you don't have patience, if you don't know what you're doing, if you got a busy life, leave that population alone. We don't want to do any further harm because they've already grown up the wrong way. They got crummy parents, drug-addicted parents, abusive parents, so they turned out as bad kids. Not their fault. But if you don't have the patience, the heart, and the time, you stay away from that population, y'all. I really mean that. That's not me being mean. And Dolly has probably got it. I ain't doubting her. I'm talking to anybody else. If your heart ain't in it for them young people, you don't drool in patience. I mean, the patience of a saint. Leave that population alone, y'all. Okay? They're vulnerable. They've been through a lot. And they're bad kids usually. And it's not their fault. It's through the abuse, the drug use, the bad parents. So if you're not geared up for that, leave that population alone. Okay? Get something easy like veterans, elderly adults. That's a job all in itself if you ain't careful. But if you got a heart for it, let's go because it's absolutely needed. Okay? All right, so what else we got here? I want to help my nephew and parolees, okay? I also want to do homes for the elderly. Love it. I have personal experience. Great. Love that. Kathy Barrett, how can I connect with you? Good stuff. Kathy, you and Denise connect. The time for the aged out foster care youth is essential. Yeah, absolutely. So that aged out youth guys can go up to age 22, I think it is. So 18 to 22. Because even though they're a teenager at 18, under that system, they can stay there to their, I think it's 21 or 22, right? But there's certain stipulations that they have to do. But just like that pastor that I tell you guys about all the time, and I taught this to a pastor a couple of years ago. Derek, I got a heart for the young. Derek, I want to house the young. He lasted about 6 weeks, y'all, and got out of that. And now today he does great with elderly adults, military veterans, and the working individual. Okay? Because again, that didn't fit his lifestyle, y'all. He's a pastor. He's busy. He got family. He got multiple businesses. That young crew, they need a lot of cuddling. They need a lot of help, a lot of attention. They sneaking people in your house at 1 and 2 in the morning, and they sneaking out too. They throwing parties. Guys, it's wow. But again, if your heart's for it and you're built for it, let's go. But if you got short patience, you got a short temper, you got 5 kids, 3 jobs, and 2 entrepreneurship roles, leave that population alone, y'all. You too busy for them. Okay? Trust me on that. You'll thank me later. Let's see. I did foster care for 12 years. It's hard. I am now raising one of my previous foster children's daughter. Good stuff. So again, Kathy, you have it. Kathy, you've been around jail. You've been around the foster kids. Kathy, you're made for this. You just need the coaching now. So even though you got that DIY, let's talk about soon. How can you upgrade to be to where I'm in your back pocket? You get the one-on-one coaching like Denise. Okay. We got to figure that out for you, Kathy, because you got the background. Because I'll admit, most people that come to me, there is no background. They just heard this and want to get into it. Great. They love real estate, love helping people. Let's go. But Kathy, you got the background in it, kind of like me. You just probably didn't know it was a way to serve these folks and get out of that job, right? And that was me 8 years ago, okay? Bryce says, and Bryce, you've been hanging around us for a few times that we've been on. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I keep seeing your name, so thank you for keep showing up, Bryce. Elderly vets, IDD, again, that's not my game, and disabilities. I'll admit, though, when I do go the IDD route in the future, it'll be completely staffed, and I won't have nothing to do with it. I think I will get in it, but I'll have it so heavily staffed to where I'm not even the face of it. I'm way in the background, right? So just for learning purposes, Bryce, put in the chat what is IDD so that everybody knows it. I am licensed with the state for community support. Sir, perfect. Okay. So you actually have something else that makes you better suited for that. So I love to hear that. Good stuff, Bryce. Good stuff. Good stuff. So even though that's not needed for the ILF, it actually makes you look better, Bryce. So Bryce, if me and you were to start this today at the same time, you look better than me doing this because of who you are. I would just be some guy. Yeah, I was a social worker, but look at what you said. I am licensed with the state for community support services. Who do you think sounds better advertising this ILF thing, me or Bryce? Bryce does, y'all. And Bryce, if you were under my coaching, I'm going to pretend for 15 seconds that you are. I teach you to use who you are with an added value to you getting in this. Here's some free coaching, Bryce. Watch this. When you're trying to rent your place, Bryce, from some regular Joe Smo guy, or even when you're working with social workers and case managers, you should always throw in their face, oh, sir, and by the way, not only am I BNR Solutions, but I'm also licensed by the state for community and support services. We also offer independent living for independent adults. I just happen to be licensed, so I cover both if need be. Lord have mercy. So just like if you were a nurse, I tell people, even though it's not needed, use it when you're talking about it. Bryce, I would be upset if I found out that you advertising this and you're not using what you paid for and what you paid your time into. Make sense? You say, I am licensed. Bryce, nobody else says that and can say that and be telling the truth. So just like if you say, well, Derek, I'm a nurse. So if people say, what do you do? Oh, my name is Bryce Robinson. I represent BNR Enterprise, where we take people from homeless to hopeful. Oh, and by the way, I'm licensed through the state for support services. Lord have mercy. Put in the chat if you think Bryce sounds better that way. He said, exactly. Do y'all agree with that? Why wouldn't Bryce use that, y'all? Make sense, everybody? He paid for that, his time, his talent, his treasure. It wasn't free. It probably took a bunch of time and hours, whatever. We're going to use that. Make sense, y'all? So if you a nurse, if you a CNA, Kathy, that goes all into your bio, your spiel, your about us. Don't get me on that. Talk to me, sis. Where my sister at? Where she at? Miss D. Miss D, don't get me on that about us and how we create that. That's later if you got into my coaching. All right, so let me take this down real quick. Actually, no, I'll just leave it up because you guys are also seeing the stuff in the background. I'll just leave it. So let me go into the chat again. I'm from the adopted system, so I get it. Good stuff, Dahlia. So you're somebody that I would say, again, I would use that, Dahlia. What if you say that, Derek, I do want to house the teenagers aged from the foster care system. Guess what's in your spiel? Oh, by the way, Mr. Case Manager, I also am somebody that went through the system, so I absolutely get it. This is why we have opened up our program to serve this population. So you somebody that hasn't talked the talk, Dahlia, you walk the walk. Most of us can't say that. So what you probably viewed back then as this bad thing, today we use it as an uplift to tell people who you are and what you do. Make sense? I'm so glad that we even got on this. I forgot how it started. I think it started with my brother Bryce, but simply using what's already in your background, simply using what you've already done in life. I don't even know if Bryce is using that license, but why wouldn't he say it when we talk about it with this thing that we're trying to start? Because I'm assuming Bryce wants to start an ILF. I don't know. I hope he does. I would use that. Ms. D said, indeed, absolutely. Okay. All right. So Pam says, is support services the same as a license for group homes? I'll let my guy answer that, right? I won't even go there. My about us will be my chance to toot my own horn. Yes, it will be. And if you were under my coaching, Lord have mercy, I'll make you sound so good you wouldn't believe it. Oh my God, because we use Chat GPT just as a hint. We use an AI tool to help us. We put in your information, but we tell the tool to just make it better, right? Reword it and make it better. Okay. Yes, sir. Good stuff. Thank you, Dolly. I appreciate that. So let's see. Jillian said that makes Jillian, if I'm not mistaken, aren't you also in California, Miss Chong? Let me know if I'm wrong about that. Jillian, where are you from? I mean, not from, where are you located? That's a better way to phrase that. I think Jillian is also in California. I could be wrong about that. Let's see. Bryce says, yes, I do. I purchased the ILF 101 bundle, then got it for free on your live the next day. Yeah. So, hey, Bryce, I would actually recommend that you get the DIY at least, and we would actually put that towards it since you did it. Because just like I tell everybody right now, especially right now, I wouldn't buy none of my books, none of my curriculum individually. The DIY is so affordable right now. It just doesn't make sense to buy one or two books. And I gave the example the other day. Somebody bought a HRA book. They bought the, what was it? The ILF 101 bundle, and they bought something else. Came up to like $300. But in my mind, why would you spend $300 on just 3 items when the DIY has everything I've ever created? And all the videos of me and the paperwork. So I don't know if y'all are understanding that, guys, but that paperwork cost me $8,000. I give that to y'all in this package. You just brand it to your own name now, right? My lawyer built that. So consider that, everybody. And if you are someone that did purchase a book separately, but you're thinking about, the DIY or the one-on-one coaching, let us know, because I'll apply what you've paid already to make sure that that goes towards that price too. Okay. Also, Bryce, don't forget, with that bundle, you probably don't even know it, but that bundle comes with a free discovery call. So after you've read those 2 books and went through that 15 mini course, let my team know. Let Jess know at I put in the chat 407-813-1335. I put it in the chat right here. I say, hey Jess, I bought that ebook bundle. And Derek told me as soon as I watched that webinar to call you, and you arrange a phone call. Okay, so I'm putting it in the chat right there. Let me put her name. It's Jess, 407-813-1335. Yep, he said, yes, I would love to do that. How can I do that? Yes. So again, that same number. So if you want to text, so if you're referring to what I said first, I would text that to that number scrolling below, that 407-326-0086. But if it's just a phone call, you can just call Jess and tell her that. But if you wanted to upgrade and just use what you paid, let us know by texting that number, and Jess will send you an invoice tomorrow for that remaining. And again, anybody that has purchased that DIY, don't forget, you guys will start getting emails tomorrow, and you'll get them all the way up until the actual event. It'll be a Zoom meeting. I'm going to spend it easily 2 to 3 hours with you guys on a Wednesday. And I'm going to just pour into y'all in terms of how to get started right now. Forget about you getting a house. How can you make money 2 or 3 days leaving me that day? That's what I'm going to spend a lot of time talking about. Okay. Somebody said, what is IDD? He put it in the chat, but if I can remember, guys, it's intellectually Abel, something. He put it in the chat. Let me go and find it because I want everybody to know that. Let's see. Here it is. I keep forgetting that word development. So intellectual development disabilities, that requires a license, staff, state oversight. Okay. Our model does not. But what he was explaining earlier, guys, is also how he was licensed through the state to help serve people like that. So if you just joined us, sir, who asked that, we were just giving him advice of, whatever you guys have become in life, whatever class you've taken that you can pad up or pad who you are to make you look bigger and better, add it. So if you took a course 8 years ago as a CNA, I don't care if you practice it or not, you tell people. When somebody says, hey, what do you do, sir? Oh, glad you asked. I run a housing program by the name of Robinson Solutions. And by the way, I'm also a licensed through the state. Always add that other thing, right? Just like you, Kathy. Oh, and I also worked in social services at the jail as a deputy. Like, let them know that, like I'm not foreign to this, y'all. That's really what that does, is just letting people know that you're not foreign to the idea of what this is. Okay? Bryce said, perfect, will do. Good stuff, good stuff. What is the DYI package? That's my one-on-one coaching, but just drop down to the do-it-yourself way. So my one-on-one coaching, guys, is $4,997. That's $3 away from $5,000. I take care of the tax. But the DIY, do-it-yourself, is only $497, and you get everything. We build your website, CRM system, my $8,000 worth of paperwork, every ebook I've ever written, every coaching I've ever done, all the coaching, all the paperwork, all the videos, everything. You just don't get me as the coach, as my number to be able to call me. But a lot of people love it because you get that paperwork. And if you upgrade to that $47 a month for that group, that gives you access to me still in our Telegram group Monday through Friday via text. And then we meet every third Wednesday of the month. So you kind of sort of still do get me. And that's why a lot of people say, Derek, that's why I'm getting that package, bro. You mean to tell me that I can get something for $497, be in a group where I can still access you to ask all my questions for $47 a month? I'm getting that. And that $8,000 worth of paperwork, I want that, Derek. So again, guys, many years ago, I went through a lawsuit. It cost me $8,000 to get the paperwork right. Because I care about y'all so much, I don't want y'all making mistakes, I give y'all that paperwork, okay? So that's a big part of that package to me. The paperwork and the website build out alone is worth its weight in gold. Because at that point, guys, I'm giving it away. Okay? Think about that. My team builds your website. I got to pay them. I give you $8,000 worth of paperwork, every ebook, every curriculum, every video ever shot. And again, for $47 a month, that's what, $1 and some change a day, to be in a mastermind group with like-minded people, with the virtual assistants and people that are already doing it. And what's cool, that if you're trying to HRA, be a housing referral agent, there's people already in that group that have the real estate. So you just find the people, refer in, make your money. So we made a whole ecosystem of HRA people and ILF people and the VAs in one group. So literally less than 20 days ago, we put all the VAs in it. So every person that I'm coaching that has a VA, their VAs are now in that group. That makes a lot of sense. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that means you lost already then. Text the phrase HRA to the phone number scrolling below, and that'll give you our introductory webinar on that. It's only 14 minutes long, and it teaches you how to house the homeless and the displaced, and you never need the property to do so, right? Indeed, tell me about it. It's a crazy deal. Indeed, I jokingly tell people we priced it so low that I hope you feel bad about it if you don't get it. If God's put in your heart that you should be doing this, this is priced so low, and we offer financing. There's Klarna, there's Afterpay, and then there's in-house financing. No brainer. Okay? So paperwork includes, it's probably over 7 or 8 different documents in that paperwork, everything from your lease, handbook, rule book, signature pages, release of liability. That's that one piece of paper, y'all, that cost me $40,000 because I didn't have it. I give it to y'all. dummy me, on the Channel 8 news because I didn't know what I was doing. $40,000 lawsuit, y'all. And it cost $8,000 to build the paperwork that I use today and give out all over the world. My coaching is now in 38 states, y'all. Okay? And like Miss D say, you need that paperwork. Okay? So last thing that I want to say before I go, and again, this was a part of that $40,000 lawsuit. Do not get an entity. Dummy me, I wanted to help people so fast and just get into it. I didn't start second chance housing right away. Dummy me, I just said, well, my name's Derek. I'm going to start this now. Guys, that was dumb because some guy pretended he faked and fell down the stairs, went to Morgan & Morgan and sued me. That was a $40,000 lawsuit that wasn't even true, but because I wasn't set up the right way. No general liability insurance, dummy me. No LLC. So I'm not protected. That guy goes to Morgan & Morgan, I got to pay that money from my pocket. But now because I'm insured, if somebody sue me now, who cares? Because the insurance plan pays for me to have a Johnny Cochran team behind me to fight it. Make sense? So if you're not insured, you should be scared. We live in a world today, y'all, where people will sue you for anything because they trying to come up on a come up. They want to get rich. That used to worry me. Today's like, who cares? I'd have been through a couple of lawsuits now that I'm kind of used to it. When people get jealous of you, when people think you have money, when the devil after you, here come lawsuits. I'll never forget when I got my first lawsuit, my pastor said, Derek, congratulations. I said, huh? He said, Derek, congratulations, you've made it. I almost cussed. I was like, what do you mean, Pastor? I made it. Congrats. You should be feeling sorry for me. I'm going through something I never. She said, Derek, you don't get it. My pastor's a multi-millionaire. So they understand business and money. She said, Derek, you're at a point now where you're going to have to probably expect this 2 or 3 times a year just for nothing. Just make sure you're insured. Make sure you keep God first in your life and everything will be all right. I said, but what do you mean? Congratulations. Derek, you've made it. Nobody sues people that ain't doing nothing. Nobody sues people that don't have no money. Nobody sues people that are not important. I was like, oh. I say, but there ain't no other way that they can show me that by suing me. So again, guys, that was terrible news to my ears, but now I get it. I understand it. Now I tell people that. A friend of mine got sued about 3 months ago. I said, bro, congratulations. He gave me the same response. Derek, what you talking? Now he did cuss me out. Derek, what the you mean? I said, bro, I'm gonna tell you like they told me. You've made it. Somebody think you are so important now that they can get some money out you, but I hope you got some insurance, bro, because it's gonna happen more than just today. And now he understands it. So now if you'd have told me that 9 years ago, I would say, get the heck out of here. Now today, I'm smart enough to know, Yanni, that one day if somebody sue you, that means, Yanni, you doing something right. You're on assignment. God is in your back pocket and all things are working for your good and the devil can't stand it. That's what that means usually. Okay? All right, I think I'm done. Let me see. How do we find more info about the in-house financing? That's usually on a phone call. Because the first route is for you guys to use the financing that's right there at checkout. The only way that we offer you in-house financing if you don't qualify and you don't get it. So if you say, well, Derek, I tried Klarna and I was denied. Derek, I tried Afterpay and I was denied. Well, I'm going to say, well, can you do $250 down payment and $100 a month until you're done? It'll be something like that for the DIY. And then for the one-on-one coaching, that may be $1,000 down with now monthly payments. So that's what the in-house finance is like. But I prefer y'all to get the third party because now you don't put no money down. They pay us in full. You just make your payments. So you're good either way. And like I told one lady, I said, ma'am, this is so cool that even if you default on your loan, they've already paid us. So we still keep coaching you. She was like, oh, that's cool. So she was afraid that maybe she wasn't going to be able to kind of continue it. Because if it was in-house financing with me and you stop paying, we got to stop your coaching. I don't care if you stop paying Klarna because they already paid us. So that's why we offer that, right? So if you happen to slip up on one of them, you still get the coaching from me because it wasn't in-house. It was third party and they pay us up front. Okay. For the in-house financing, there is no interest. We don't charge interest. We should, but we don't. But with Klarna and Afterpay, it's very small, actually. It ain't nothing crazy. And because the DIY is so inexpensive, I think the last person got it said her payments were like $72 a month. Now, if you're in here and you're not like embarrassed to talk about it, tell somebody in the chat, what are your payments? One lady said her payments were like $72.50 a month. No brainer, right? For her to get her coaching and to leverage her credit to do so. So we love using other people's money, OPM, to make our dreams come true. So use that, guys. Use OPM to make your dreams come true. Okay? Yanni says, not the billboard guys. Yeah, Yanni. The billboard guys. Yep. Morgan and Morgan. Do your homes have a curfew? Yeah. Nothing good happens after 10 o'clock during the week. Nothing good happens after 11 o'clock on the weekends. Lucky for me, most of my guys take medications that knock them out by 9 o'clock anyway. Okay? So, but curfews, absolutely, unless they have a job and we know about it. Make sense, Johnny? Let me know if you're still here. Miss D says, we need the paperwork. I read that one already. Kathy says, that's awesome. How do we find more about the in-house? I answered that one. What's the interest? I answered that one. Okay. And for the Arkson, hope I'm saying it right, Arkson family, this is how we get paid. I've been on this screen for a long time, but SSI and SSDI is usually how we're going to get that. And that's a monthly Social Security income that our clients get every month without fail. Nothing stops it. Okay. Private pay is just that guy that works at McDonald's, Burger King, Outback Steakhouse, the local mailman, the prison guard, whoever. That's private pay. And then I told you guys last night that this is one of my favorite ways to be paid, a community-funded program. That means that this guy don't have no money, no dad, no mom, no Uncle Joe, but he's met certain criteria through the hospital where the hospital is going to pay me now to house this guy. Okay? It's called a grant at the hospital, but when it comes to me, it's called a community-funded program. That means that he don't need SSI. He don't need SSDI. He's going to get this community-funded program that pays me, not Derek Forston, but Second Chance, my program. Okay? That's why we tell you guys to start a business. Forget about your first and last name. Start something else. Okay? All right, so that's pretty much it for me tonight. Let me see. Yep, that's it for me tonight, guys. This is all I would ask for you all. If you guys enjoyed tonight, let me know in the chat, but also then scan that and give us a 5-star Google review. This also is the first step to getting any discount, any sale, any special thing at all. This is a part of it. So giving us a 5-star Google review is all that we ask. I jokingly said that I don't pass around an offering plate, but I do love 5-star Google reviews, and that we said something that changed your life, if we said something that gave you a different mindset, or if we said something that can even just help you along in your journey, please consider giving us a 5-star Google review. That's the first step to getting a discount or a sale or anything anyway. So you will be ahead of the game if you just go ahead and do it. And we appreciate it, okay? Other than that, let me see. Is Texas worth starting with? Yes, I coach a lot of people in Texas. That whole DFW area, Dallas, Fort Worth, I coach a lot of people in there. There's probably a few of them here tonight. But yes, Charlie Rose, yes. Texas is a big area where we coach this at. Our coaching, guys, is in 38 states, okay? So it's not too many places where you can name that I'm not in. Like right now, I'm not in Montana. I'm not in Utah. Nobody I'm coaches in Utah, Montana. Nobody's in Mexico. Nobody's in Hawaii. Right. So out of 50 states, y'all, we are in 38 states. But the goal is to get it to all 50 eventually. Okay. Michelle says, if we start with the DIY and later are able to get the one-on-one, does that money get? Let me see. Does that money get? Yes. Yes, Miss Michelle. Somebody asked that last night. Same answer. Yes. So if you pay that $497 right now, and you decide later, which half the people do, most people that get the DIY, they eventually upgrade. That DIY is a great course, but most of y'all want to pick that phone up and talk to me. And there's nothing like that. So we often encourage that, and that's why we allow you to use it instead of saying, you didn't buy it the first time, so you got to pay the whole fee. We don't do that. If you paid that $497, some of y'all got it for $297 on that sale last week, crazy, we will still apply whatever you paid to that price. No problem. Okay. Michelle, are you still here? Did you get that? Yep, sure do. And Miss D says perfect. Miss D put a thumbs up. The Rose family put perfect. And Miss Jones said thank you. All right. So guys, and Miss Jones, Rose family, D, Yanni, I think Yanni did it, not sure. But if you guys can give me a 5-star Google review tonight, I would absolutely appreciate that. That would just tell me, Derek, I appreciate you, brother. All this information you brought tonight and yesterday and on TikTok. Thank you, Derek. Okay. So yeah, that was a crazy sale, a stupid sale. But also, now, if you late and you missed it, this is Founders Week, Co-Founders Week. I'll mention this and I'm gone. My brother and I started this many years ago. My brother passed away, y'all, at the end of 2023. So all of my newer people, you guys have no clue who my brother is. I posted him today on my Facebook page, so become my friend, so that you can also see that, but also go and be nosy just at what we're posting, what we're doing, and how you can quit your job, because she ain't hit that, so I can use the word quit, how you can quit your job within 6 to 9 months of meeting me. So Co-Founders Week starts today. It's kind of tomorrow, but I'm allowing y'all to do it today to next Tuesday. Whatever you want is 25% off. And that's for Co-Founders Week. I'll leave y'all with that. I said it earlier in the chat. If you want the one-on-one coaching with that 25% off or the DIY with the 25% off, just text me the word invoice to that phone number scrolling below and let me know which one you want it. So text the word invoice DIY. That'll tell my team, send you the $497 minus that 25%. If you want the ILF Mastery Blueprint coaching, the one-on-one, text invoice IMB. That'll tell my team you want my coaching, not for that $4,997, but minus 25%. And that goes from tomorrow all the way through next Tuesday. I'm doing, 5-6 days? Okay. Facebook name is Derek Forster. Be my friend there. Go and be nosy as soon as you get there. And look at what we're doing, what we're posting. And envision yourself that's you. Derek Forster, become my friend. Hope to see you in Charlotte soon. Me too. Somebody says, I want the sale. Pam, you got it, because it's a Co-Founders Week. So whatever $497. In fact, somebody put it in the chat. What is $497 minus 25%? That's what that is. Michelle says, I did give you 5 stars. Perfect. Thank you, Michelle. Was that tonight or have you already done it? Perfect. So that qualifies you immediately to get this sale. Because again, if you don't do this Google review, you get the regular price. Marion still hanging out with us. Thank you, Marion. I appreciate it, man. Thank you all. Pam, Marion, Michelle, D, Yanni. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Man, y'all got a lot of choices of where you could be, but y'all chose to be here, and I appreciate that. Kathy, thank you. I appreciate you. Bryce, the Little People's Workplace. I love that. What does that mean? Put in the chat. I love that. Jillian, good to see you again from Florida. I mixed Jillian up with California for some reason. Kyle Williams, if you're still here, thank you for being here. God has definitely led us to you because my wife just left her job as a discharge planner. Wow, I missed this. So we can start our own. Yes, Kyle. Kyle, I apologize. Are you guys still here? The Williams family, let me know if you're still here. You guys have my heart because y'all did what I did. He said my wife just left her job as a discharge. That's what I was for 9 years, guys. Kyle, are you still here? I feel bad about that now. So somebody put 373. Somebody put 370, 125. So one of those is close. But yeah, that's a good discount. This is a good game, man. It sure is if you're talking about this. The Williams family, are you guys still here? I want to just shout you out real quick if you're still here, because again, if you were a discharge planner, your wife, that's exactly what I did. I want to know how many years did she do that? I did it for 9 years, y'all. I started in 2011 as what I'll call a floor tech. My wife tricked me to go to college, and that's when I became the discharge planner. Okay? So I'm assuming the Williams family has left. I really wanted to kind of touch bases with them, but it looks like I still made an impact because he wouldn't have said that if I didn't. So that's it for me, guys. I love y'all like a fat kid loves cake. If y'all can go ahead and scan that and give a 5-star Google review if you appreciated us, that's the only thing y'all owe me. Other than that, I look forward to coaching you guys, whether that's on the free basis on YouTube, Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday, or I look forward to meeting with the DIY people on the 23rd of this month for the one-on-one coaching I'm going to give you guys. And that's going to be a mastermind for easily 2 or 3 hours. And of course, if you're one-on-one coaching, you get me in your back pocket. So I expect to hear from all of y'all anytime, because y'all can call me anytime, Monday through Friday, okay? Miss Carolyn says, gave my 5-star review. Thank you so much, sis. You are entitled to any sale and scholarship that we got going on now. Appreciate that. Thank you for all the gems. God bless you and your family. Definitely a 5-star review. Thank you, Jillian. I appreciate that. And I hope Miss Marion does it. I hope Anointed Ministries does it. I hope Michelle does it. I think Michelle did it already. So that's it, guys. I'm going to go. Also, follow me on TikTok. I'm doing 7 days straight going live. My voice is already feeling it on day 2, but this is what I do. So again, tomorrow, don't know what time, but if you're following and subscribe to me on TikTok, you will get the notification. So other than that, I love y'all. I appreciate you guys. Mary says, I did it. Thank you so much. That's all y'all owe me. And then I'll see y'all Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern, right here. But on TikTok, I'm going 7 days straight. So wherever you guys are on TikTok, make sure you join me. I'm doing it sporadically in terms of what time, because my schedule is still crazy every day. So I'm just picking a time, okay? Bryce said that he did it. Thank you too, big bro. I appreciate that. Michelle, no, thank you. I appreciate you too, sis. Charmaine, go to bed. You get out of here, sis. You family. You don't even have to stay all this long, Charmaine. So thank you as well. Charmaine's been following me on TikTok, YouTube. Charmaine's everywhere. And Charmaine, get on my calendar soon. We need to talk, okay? All right, so now unto him that is able to do exceedingly, abundantly, above all we can ever ask or think, according to God's power that worketh in us. You guys be great. I'll see y'all Saturday morning right here on YouTube, but I'll see you tomorrow live on TikTok. Not sure what time. Turn those notifications on, and I'll see you guys then. Be blessed. If you've ever imagined of starting your own housing program, there is no reason that after we're done here tonight that you shouldn't go to forstonconsultants.com/webinars and watch the webinar, guys, because a lot of you have wanted to start a group home or traditional assisted living facility, but that stuff takes license. It takes a lot of time to open. There's a lot of red tape to jump through. You have to ask for permission. We teach you guys how to open an ILF, an independent living facility, where you can house the homeless, displaced adults, or anybody that has a guaranteed income, and it doesn't require a license, and you don't have to own the property. Make sure you watch that free webinar at forstonconsultants.com/webinars, and then set up a free strategy call so that me and my team can get you started. Let's get back to the show. Hey, what's going on, family? I hope you guys are enjoying this information, but just in case if you was wondering, how could you get more one-on-one coaching just like this? First of all, you can ask just by typing it in the chat, or you can visit forstonconsultants.com/IMB. Again, the IMB stands for ILF Mastery Blueprint. So again, if you want one-on-one coaching, let us know. This is exactly what we do. And again, don't spend all your time in this room today without asking questions. As you see, we're giving out a lot of great information. So make sure you ask your questions just to make sure that you fully understand it. And then also don't forget, we give you guys a free strategy call. So we want you to watch our webinar. That's it. Also at forsterconsultants.com/webinars, but also soak up a lot of this information that we're giving you guys on YouTube, and then schedule a free strategy call so that we can get on the phone to talk about how fast can we get you started. Let's get back to the show. Hey, what's going on, family? Have you ever imagined starting your own housing program? That's probably why you're here. And if you're looking for one-on-one coaching, like you're kind of getting right now, but in a more of a one-on-one setting, just you and I, that's our ILF Mastery Blueprint. There's a number that they're scrolling below on this screen right now. If you text the word scholarship to that phone number, my team is going to get you some information. So first of all, I'm going to say congratulations and thank you for moving at the speed of instruction. We look forward to working with you. And again, this is only for people that desire our one-on-one coaching, which is designed to watch you succeed from going from a zero to a hero when it comes to information and knowing how to implement this independent living facility model without any mistakes. That's most important. So again, our ILF Mastery Blueprint, guys, there's a scholarship that's available for it that'll slice the price in half, which is also a no-brainer. So again, if you've ever desired to start your own housing program, but you thought you needed a license, you don't. You thought you had to be a nurse, you don't. You thought you had to own the property, you don't. Consider our ILF Mastery Blueprint, where we are going to take you to success and let God use you in your community, housing the homeless and the displaced. Let's get back to the show. Hey, David, did you know that you can start your own housing program and it doesn't require you for you to own the property and you do not need a license? So how in the world would you do that? I was always told that you had to own the property and that there was always some kind of special license that you had to get from your city to do this. People always told me that there was lots of red tape to jump through. So you mean to tell me these are also not group homes? It's actually simple. They're called independent living facilities, and Forster Consultants actually created it. They hold the trademark for it. So I follow them religiously on Instagram at Forster Consultants as well as Facebook. And every Monday night at 6 p.m., they actually go live on YouTube at Forster Consultants, and I follow them there as well. So you mean to tell me my dream of becoming this housing provider that I've always dreamt of is closer than I realize? And again, you're telling me I don't need a license and I don't have to own the property. Absolutely. You do not have to own the property. You don't have to be a nurse. You don't have to be a CNA, and you can get started as soon as tomorrow. Click the link below for more information.
Have you ever wanted to open your own group home? Were you told that you needed a license from the state? Were you told that you had to hire staff? You were probably told that you had to own the property, right? Let Forsting Consultants introduce you to Independent Living Facilities, ILF, which are group homes that do not require a license, staff, and you don't have to own the property. At Forsting Consultants, we walk you through the entire process of how to operate your own independent living facility. We don't just give you a bunch of videos to watch on your own, which could get confusing. Here's what you need to do next, in this order. Step number 1, subscribe to our YouTube channel at Forsting Consultants for tons of secrets on how to start your own independent living facility. Step 2, sign up for our webinar at forstingconsultants.com to learn more about this great opportunity. Step number 3, purchase our best-selling book, How to Open an Independent Living Facility in 10 Easy Steps. Step number 4, contact us for your free consultation so you can quit your boring job in the next 90 days.